Hello, sports fans. This is the Bookmaker Podcast with Art Eftekhari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker, your source for the sports betting industry 24/7. Sit back, relax, and listen as Mr. Bookmaker highlights what's happening right now in the world of sports. So, without further ado, here's your host, Art Eftekhari.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome back to another edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. Really glad you could join us. Before we begin, make sure you check out our website. You know the address, www.bookmakerinfo.com. That's bookmaker-info.com. I know you're ready to take your love of sports to the next level. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening. Don't forget, we have all the links to the best European and Asian bookmaker sites, as well as United States-friendly bookmaker sites. Also on our website, you have easy access to the Bookmaker 101 Basics, steps on how to register, bet, and withdraw, and the Bookmaker Guide is available to download. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Make sure you read through it not once, but at least 2 or 3 times so you can become an expert with this whole entire online betting thing. Alright, there has been a lot going on in the world of sports, so where are we starting first? We're going to start in Europe. First with UEFA Europa League. Last time we checked in with you, we were talking about the semifinals. Now we know who will be participating in the UEFA Europa League final. That'll be on the 24th of May at Friends Arena in Solna, Sweden, between Ajax of Netherlands and Manchester United of the English Premier League. Should be a good one. And with that, I'm really interested in wondering what the bookmakers are saying. And that's why I am on Pinnacle.com. The odds here are showing the payout if Manchester United win, 1.961. For Ajax, 4.359. And for a draw, 3.590. Clearly, Manchester United are favored. Not a shock when you have players like Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And next, what about UEFA Champions League? I know everyone is going to be waiting for that huge final on the 3rd of June between Juventus of Italy and Real Madrid of España. You know, in those semifinals, Real Madrid, they won the first leg 3-0, and it got a little scary for them when Atletico Madrid had a 2-0 lead. But when Real Madrid scored a goal, that basically took away all the momentum, so Real Madrid with a 4-2 victory over Atletico Madrid on aggregate. As for Juventus, they won 2-0 against Monaco, and when they came home, they won 2-1. So an easy 4-1 win on aggregate for Juventus. I think it'll be a very entertaining final. And so which website am I going to now to find out the latest odds? Yes, I know that final match is on the 3rd of June, so few weeks away, but it's never too early to check out the odds. So get yourself to 10bet.com. That's www.10bet.com. Remember, the number 10. 10bet.com. The odds here are showing the payout, an even 3 for Juventus, 3.2 for a draw, and 2.55 for Real Madrid. So Real Madrid is slightly favored, but in this match, what can I say? It'll be hard for me to have a prediction. I know I want to say that maybe Juventus will be able to find a way to win, but lately, the past few years, let's face it, Real Madrid, they're really, really difficult to beat, especially when they got players like Cristiano Ronaldo and Gareth Bale. And while we are on the topic of Champions League, let's shift gears a little bit now to the Asian Champions League. And with Asia being such a huge continent, there are 16 teams remaining. The group phase is done. We're now ready for the knockout phase. But we do have a West region and an East region. So let's start off with the teams that have made it to the knockout phase from the Western region. First, we got 2 teams from the United Arab Emirates, Al-Ain and Al-Ahli. 2 teams from Saudi Arabia, Al-Ahli, yes, another Al-Ahli, and Al-Hilal. 1 team from Qatar, Lehwiya, and the 3 teams from Iran, Esteghlal of Tehran, Esteghlal Khuzestan, and Persepolis of Tehran, the recent winners of the Iranian Pro League. Now, for the Eastern region, you have 3 teams from China in Guangzhou Evergrande, Shanghai SIPG, Jiangsu Suning, 3 teams from Japan in Kawasaki Frontale, Kashima Antlers, and the Urawa Red Diamonds, 1 team from South Korea in Jeju United, and 1 team actually from Thailand, and that is Muangthong United. I'll let you know soon as to what the bookmakers are saying regarding the outright odds for the teams remaining in the Asian Champions League to win. But first, let's take a look at those matchups. First, I'm going to start with the Eastern region. Muangthong United will be playing against Kawasaki Frontale. They'll host that first leg on the 23rd of May. Guangzhou Evergrande will be hosting Kashima Antlers. That'll also be on the same day, the 23rd of May. 1 day later, on the 24th of May, we'll have Shanghai SIPG hosting Jiangsu Suning. That's an awesome matchup there of 2 Chinese Super League teams. And also on that same day, you have Jeju United hosting the Urawa Red Diamonds of Japan. Should be a good one. Now let's check out the Western region. Esteghlal of Tehran will be hosting Al-Ain on the 22nd. Also on that same day, which is the 22nd of May, this is a derby. You want to call it the Al-Ahli derby because you have Al-Ahli of Saudi Arabia playing against Al-Ahli of the United Arab Emirates. So eventually, when you get the information, when you're ready to make a bet, depending on which team you favor, make sure you do not place your bet on the wrong Al-Ahli, because otherwise you might find yourself getting upset if you are wrong. One day later, Esteghlal Khuzestan of Iran will be playing against Al-Hilal of Saudi Arabia. That first leg will be played in Oman. Also on that same day, Persepolis of Tehran will be playing against Lehouia of Qatar. And here I am on www.888sport.com. I have the outright odds right here to see who is favored to finish first place in the Asian Champions League. And up at top, you got the 3 teams from the Chinese Super League. The payout here for Guangzhou Evergrande shows 350, for Shanghai SIPG shows 400, and for Jiangsu Suning 800. So the 3 teams in the Chinese Super League are favored at the top. And let's go to the very bottom. You have Muangtong United, actually second to last. The payout shows 2,500, and at the very bottom of the 16 teams remaining in the Asian Champions League, you have Esteghlal Khuzestan. The payout shows 3,300. And Esteghlal Khuzestan will be playing against Al-Hilal of Saudi Arabia. They're actually 4th out of the top teams favored to lift the trophy and, to finish first in Asia for the Champions League. Their payout here shows 900. But you know what? I'm going to be quick to say something about Esteghlal Khuzestan. Last year, in 2016, they were winners of the Iranian Pro League, and they got the nickname of the Leicester City of Iran because they came out of nowhere. So obviously, you have Al-Hilal of Saudi Arabia heavily favored against Esteghlal Khuzestan, but you know what? I'm going to be quick to say that I would not be surprised if Esteghlal Khuzestan finds a way to get past Al-Hilal in those 2 legs for the round of 16. So if you feel like living dangerously, maybe you'll want to place a bet on Esteghlal Khuzestan. So make sure you get out to www.888sport.com if you want to see the rest of the odds for the other teams that are remaining in the Asian Champions League. And before we continue, make sure you check out our website, which is www.bookmakerinfo.com. That's bookmaker-info.com. On our website, you have easy access to the Bookmaker 101 Basics, steps on how to register, bet, and withdraw. You have access to our Bookmaker Guide. It's available to download. You should read through it more than once. I think you should read it at least 3 times, so that way you become an expert on this whole entire process of online betting. We even have betting strategies and tips. Don't forget to download the A to Z sports betting lingo. Remember, it's time for you to sound like you know what you're talking about when you place those bets. And as you all know, we are nearly 1 year away from the 2018 World Cup. I know you football fans out there are really crazy about that tournament. You can't wait, but there is something that should be able to satisfy your appetite for a little bit. Starting this weekend, the 20th of May in South Korea, we have the 2017 FIFA U-20 World Cup. I think it'll be a good tournament to watch because some of the players you will be seeing might be some stars you see in future World Cups. And here I am on bet365.com. Very good website. Let's see what the bookmakers have to say about this tournament. I'm going to be going through the groups, and I'm also going to be pointing out the game to watch this weekend and share with you what the bookmakers are saying and what the payout is for that game. So starting with Group A, the hosts South Korea, Guinea, Argentina, and England. And one of the games this weekend that you'll definitely want to watch, Argentina against England, should be a good one. The odds here are showing 2.4 for Argentina as the payout, 3.3 for a draw, and 2.90 for England. So that is going to be a tight game. You do not want to miss that one. Next for Group B, you have Venezuela, Germany, Vanuatu, and Mexico. The game I want to point out here is Vanuatu against Mexico. That is also on Saturday, the 20th of May. Now the odds here are showing the payout is 29 for Vanuatu, 13 for a draw, and 1.020 for Mexico. So if you want to go with the sure bet, I think you should put your bet on Mexico because they are the heavy favorites against Vanuatu. Next, in Group C, these games will take place on the 21st of May. You have Zambia, Portugal, Iran, and Costa Rica. And of course, the Portuguese are favored in this group. They'll be playing against Zambia. The payout here shows 1.85 for Portugal, 3.60 for a draw, and 4.00 for Zambia. And you know what? For some reason, I got a hunch about Zambia. Maybe they could be the dark horses in this group. They might be able to cause trouble for Portugal, Costa Rica, and Iran. Let's see what they could do there. For Group D, you have South Africa, Japan, Italy, and Uruguay. And yes, the game you should be watching on also the 21st of May is Italy against Uruguay. And it's showing here it's a expected to be a very tight game according to the bookmakers. Payout here shows 2.62 for Italy, 3.20 for a draw, and 2.70 for Uruguay. You do not want to miss that match. Then on Monday, the 22nd of May, let's go now to Group E. You got France, Honduras, Vietnam, and New Zealand. Showing here for France, heavy favorites actually. The payout here for France shows 1.30, 5.25 for a draw, and 9.50 for Honduras. If you want to go with the sure bet, with a safe bet, go with the French, Les Bleus. And in Group F, the last group, all these games will also be on the 22nd of May, which is a Monday. You have Ecuador, the United States, Saudi Arabia, and Senegal. And the game to watch there, of course, not a surprise, Ecuador versus the United States. And what are they saying here on Bet365? The payout here shows 2.25 for Ecuador, 3.25 for a draw, and 3.20 for the United States. So Ecuador slightly favored, but I think the United States will definitely give them a run for their money. Okay, everybody, it's time for us to wrap this up. Thank you for tuning in to the latest edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. Really do appreciate the support. Remember, you can always go back to our inaugural podcast if you want to learn about the history of bookmaking as well as the advantages of placing bets online. And don't forget to visit our website. You know the address, www.bookmakerinfo.com. That's bookmaker-info.com. If you want to have all the latest sports betting information right in front of you, like I said before, you don't need to go to Vegas. You don't need to go to Macau. But what I do want you to do is watch the 2017 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Don't forget. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Really do appreciate it. And yes, you can call me Mr. Bookmaker. Have a nice day.
This has been the Bookmaker Podcast with Art Eftekhari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker. Thanks for listening. If you haven't already, please show some love by subscribing to this podcast on iTunes or Stitcher. Till next time, this is Mr. Bookmaker, over and out.